The city is growing fast, and traffic is choking the downtown grid. The mayor has secured funding for a massive multi-million-dollar central transit hub. The only question is where to actually put it. To find the optimal location, a team of Geographic Information System, or GIS, analysts spends months crunching the spatial data. GIS is a specialized computer system that analyzes and displays geographically referenced information. Their goal is to produce a perfectly accurate spatial model. They sit down with the mayor and immediately start listing their parameters. They explain how they mapped 500-meter buffers around residential zones and scrubbed the local street data to eliminate topology errors. Then they pull up a digital elevation model, or DEM, which is a 3D computer graphics representation of elevation data, to factor in the terrain. Finally, they combine it all using complex weighted overlays to determine the final site. The mayor stares back at them, completely lost. Instead of seeing a clear path forward, the stakeholders are stuck trying to decode the vocabulary. The math is flawless, but the presentation is a failure. If a stakeholder cannot act on the analysis, the sophistication and accuracy of the spatial data are entirely worthless. We need to clear away the confusing terminology. The first rule of presenting spatial data to leadership is to lead with the business insight, not the technical methodology. Instead of telling the mayor about a 500-meter buffer, the team simply shows them the walking catchment. A walking catchment is the specific physical area from which a transit station can be easily reached on foot. That tells the mayor exactly who can access the new train station. Next, they drop the acronym DEM. Instead, they refer to the terrain profile, immediately drawing attention to a steep hill that cuts right through the proposed pedestrian paths. Translating slope and aspect into hill steepness clearly explains why a train cannot physically climb a specific route, turning an abstract math equation into a hard physical limit. This chart shows the established industry standards for translating these methodologies. You can see how 500-meter buffer becomes walking catchment, and DEM shifts directly to terrain profile. By swapping out technical processes for physical, real-world impacts, the data instantly aligns with the mayor's strategic goals. The second rule of spatial communication is visual clarity. The map needs to be readable at a glance, without requiring a degree in geographic sciences. A weighted overlay is a technique that layers multiple raster maps, assigning different importance values to each layer to find the best site. But to the stakeholder, that should simply be presented as a ranked priority map, or a site score. This clarity comes from intuitive design. You eliminate the chaotic, overlapping polygons and use clean, color-coded squares. Sharp green means optimal placement, while stark red means poor placement. The third rule is to anchor the geometry in reality. You have to talk about physical constraints and property boundaries, not abstract data types. When you translate topology errors to network breaks, you reveal a critical real-world infrastructure failure. A topology error sounds like a minor software glitch, but a network break makes it clear that the physical rails literally do not connect. Clear symbology and grounded real-world terminology remove the friction of translation. The leadership team can stop worrying about what the map means and start making business decisions based on what it shows. Armed with these translated insights, the GIS team returns to the high-stakes decision of placing the central transit hub. The newly minted ranked priority map cleanly layers the walking catchment, the terrain profile, and the active rail network to isolate the single best location for the new building. Satisfied, the mayor immediately understands the constraints, confidently approves the site, and the multi-million-dollar infrastructure project begins construction. This chart shows the sheer volume of spatial jargon that can be translated into actionable language for leadership. Switching your vocabulary is the most reliable strategy for transforming complex spatial workflows into valuable corporate assets. Effective GIS is not about showcasing the complexity of the software tools or proving the difficulty of the mathematical methodology used to get the answer. It is entirely about turning technical outputs into trusted, actionable decisions. You can use the exact same spatial analysis, but with clear communication, you get a much clearer decision.